Hey guys, I'm the Traveling Prof. Welcome back to the channel. In today's vlog, video, I'm just going to share 4 hacks that I have used and am using continually to improve my productivity on a daily basis. Now, although I'm not going to tie these directly to YouTube, increasing my productivity everywhere else does leave me more time to spend making YouTube videos for the channel, so the two are definitely very related. Without any further ado, here are 4 life hacks or YouTube hacks for improving your productivity. Hack number 1, sleep schedule. Now, this hack might seem pretty obvious, but it's amazing how many people think they can live without sleep. The National Sleep Foundation actually recommends that most adults, should have around 7 to 9 hours per night, with acceptable amounts ranging from 6 to 10. That's a lot of sleep, and most people think that this range is pretty ridiculous, and they end up tossing it out the window whenever they find something more entertaining to do. I get that. I've been there. I was a college student at one time. I understand the need to stay up late and sometimes all night cramming for a test or exam the next day. But once I implemented this strict schedule that gets me right in that lower range of about 7 hours per night, it was amazing how much of an increase in productivity that I saw. I discovered that my overall sleep improved further when I even made it a point to go to sleep and to wake up at the same times every day. So, sleeping might not seem like the most interesting thing you can do with your time, but it is actually very important for improving your productivity. If you doubt it, I challenge you to try it for 1 month. And if you do try it for 1 month, leave a comment down below at the end and tell us what you discover for yourself. Hack number 2, exercise. Ooh, I said the E word, exercise. But really, exercise is vital for maintaining any kind of productivity. I found that when I cut out the excuses and I finally buckled down and started running, I've done that the past several weeks here during the quarantine, my focus increased when I wasn't running and allowed me to get a lot more done. Additionally, we just talked about sleep in the previous point. My sleep was improved because I was more tired when I went to bed at night. Now, I'm not saying that you need to go out, buy a gym membership, or buy all the equipment that you would need to bring the gym to your home because we're in a quarantine. These are free hacks, so just go out for a run, walk, do whatever you need to do to get your body moving and to get your heart rate up and elevated so that you get some exercise. You could even just look for free exercise programs online. I know there are a bunch. I looked while I was making this video. And the third life hack, plan ahead. This is probably where we're going to spend the most time, but honestly, it's the one that has helped me a lot to get done what I really need to get done. So adding sleep and exercise, those improve my ability to focus and to get work done, but how do I know what I need to do? I wouldn't without this step, planning ahead. Knowledge is power, especially when we're talking about productivity. This careful daily planning prevents excess work and helps me determine what I need to work on and when. So here are a few things that when I am looking at creating a plan for the next day that I like to include. First, I like to make sure I have tomorrow's schedule created. So as much as is possible, I recommend keeping your schedule the same because that will help you be more productive in the long run. But if there are special things that you need to work in, try to work those in the day before so that you know when you wake up the next morning what you have to do and you don't have to try to figure that out and be flexible in the morning. Obviously, to some extent, emergencies will happen, things will happen that you aren't expecting, but as much as is possible, try to work it in the previous night so you don't have to think about it as much the next day. Having a schedule will also help you to eliminate wasted time throughout the day. Have you ever wondered how much time you spend on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, social media in general just for pure entertainment, or because you sit down and you think, oh, I've got a minute. Let me see whatever's happening in the world, and you start flipping through Facebook, and then before you know it, it's been 10, 15, 30, 45 an hour, and you haven't done anything. According to broadbandsearch.net, a really good article, which I will include a link to in the description down below, The average person spends 2 hours per day or more on social media. That will add up to almost a decade, is what they're guessing, spent on social media. You can do an awful lot with a decade of time if you plan your day and cut out that wasted time. The second aspect of planning ahead is identifying a primary objective. You should always have one primary objective that you are aiming towards in your work, and it needs to be tangible. So, the sentence, build the best YouTube channel in the world, it might be something that you can tell your friends, oh, yeah, I'm going to build the best YouTube channel in the world. But how would you ever be able to quantify that? I mean, you can look at your metrics and you can look at what you're making if you are able to monetize your channel. You can look at the number of videos you've put out, but the best is relative, and somebody might watch your channel and think, yeah, I really don't like his stuff. How are you going to verify that yours is the best channel in the world? Rather, maybe try to set yourself an identifiable goal that you hope to accomplish within a set of time. So, for example, my primary objective that I am working towards currently for the YouTube channel is I want to have my channel monetized by 2021. Now, if you're familiar with YouTube's requirements for monetization, that means that I must have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of combined watch time over the course of the year. Now, that's a lot of work, but it's something for me to be working towards, and I will be able to verify instantly on January 1st, 2021 if I have accomplished my goal, because all I need to do is look and see if my channel is eligible for monetization. Side note, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I am trying to work towards that monetization goal by the end of 2020, so every subscriber helps. The third part of the planning ahead phase is developing strategies. So once you've planned a schedule and once you have planned your primary objective that you're aiming towards, you need to develop strategies that will help you get to that primary objective. So for a YouTuber, this strategy will be first and foremost making videos that appeal to his target audience, because without videos, your audience isn't going to be coming back to the channel. It's not going to interest them. But after that, once they are continually making videos and uploading them to the channel, they might want to add things like learn search engine optimization or organize B-roll footage. That's a big one that I'm working on right now. I have thousands of pictures from the past 10 years and all my international trips, but they're not very well organized, and I have to go through thousands of pictures every time I want to find just the right one for what I'm using. All of those and many others are examples of things that could be identified as strategies to accomplish that primary objective of getting my channel monetized by 2021. And I found that as I planned a schedule and then as I kept to the schedule, that's also something that you really need to do. You can't just plan a schedule and then throw it out the window. You got to plan it and stick to it as much as is possible. Once I had a schedule, and then once I had my primary objective and my strategies for accomplishing the primary objective, that really clarified what I needed to be working on during the hours that I set aside for working on the channel. The fourth life hack, quit working. Now, if you've researched productivity in the past and you are familiar with what most experts say, then none of these things that I've said in this video are probably earth-shattering. They're pretty common things. I'm just throwing out my 2 cents and saying, yes, they do work, but this last one isn't necessarily as common. I know there are a lot of people who say it, but, it really is true. You got to quit working at some point. Laser focusing on work without ever taking a break can actually be bad for your overall productivity, and here's why. On one hand, it's good because for the short term, you are focusing and you are getting an awful lot done very quickly. But in the long run, it's also bad because eventually you might find yourself getting burned out. You might not have that interest in the project that you started with, and overall, you'll be negatively affected. Or you may find out that laser focusing on one thing leaves other parts of your life being neglected. So I'm naturally a workaholic. That's what I like to do. If I find a project that I think is worth working on, then my natural tendency is to sit down and just focus on that project until it's done. The problem with that is sometimes I have been known to start working on a project in the late afternoon, early evening, and then next time I look at my clock, it's midnight, and I have no idea where the time went. And my schedule has been thrown out the window. Well, when my schedule's thrown out the window, then the next day is messed up because I'm not getting as much sleep as I need. I'm not able to focus as well, and you can see how this just kind of goes down from there. I decided to start something new. In my schedule, I actually put a time that said, "Stop working and relax, you idiot." And it's helped, actually. It leaves me feeling that itch that I want to come back to something and keep working on it. Furthermore, having that extra time at the end of the day is good for relaxing or if I have other projects that I need to do or spending time with family or anything like that. That's when I can put that time into my schedule. There you have it. These are 4 life hacks that I use every day to increase my productivity and that I use as well to develop videos consistently for the YouTube channel. Do you have another hack that you like to implement yourself? If so, leave a comment down below and maybe we'll add up some of these comments in the future and do another video. And finally, if you're interested, I will include a link to that article I mentioned earlier from broadbandsearch.net in the description. Definitely worth a skim at least. Check it out. Thanks for watching, everyone. Traveling Prof out.